Hare Krishna and Namaste. So there is this big conversation that I was a part of a few days ago on my Instagram, and it's whether or not you should be judged for your past. And the conversation goes like they did something very shameful in their past, and they're afraid that the guru or their future husband will judge them for their past. And I have a lot of thoughts about this, so I'm just going to tell them, and I hope it gives everybody a peace of mind. But anyway, in your past, everybody, and not just one person, not just a few people, every single person has something that they've done in their past that they just highly regret and they feel shame about it. Maybe I can use me as an example. I used to think that my body was more important than my soul. I would constantly dress up my body just over the top. Wear crop tops, wear shorts, like short shorts. I thought showing my body was doing what I was meant to do. And I was so proud of my body. I was so proud that I was so skinny. And I'm not saying don't be proud of your body, because your body does so many amazing things. It heals itself, it nurtures itself. You know, because of my body, I'm able to talk to you right now. But I was beyond proud of my body, and I feel so ashamed of that. And another part of it is, will I be judged for what I did in the past? And my thought is, no matter what you did in your past, it's in your past. For example, if you were a drug addict and now you found peace and now you're doing extremely well, if your future husband was meant for you, he will not judge you. He will not constantly berate you. He will not constantly examine what you're doing in your life just because you did something like that in your past. So he will be like, I know you did this in your past, and I'm not happy that you did this, but I'm not going to constantly every day judge you about it. Because you did it, you learned from it, you got rid of it. You're no longer that drug addict. You're no longer that person. I'm not sure how to explain this, but you are still that person, but you kicked that habit and you've grown from it. You know what I mean? For example, because of the extremely Western way that I used to dress, will my future husband judge me and start making nasty comments towards me? No, because I've learned from that habit. Everybody's learned from that habit. And it's one of those things where your parents were right. Don't wear that outside. I used to sneak clothes outside because I used to want to wear crop tops and extreme short shorts. My parents would not allow that. But I used to sneak it. And do I feel ashamed about that? Because yes, they're trying to protect me, and they're trying to tell me that, hey, that's not the right way to dress. That's not the right way to dress to gain someone's respect. And that goes for men as well, like men going outside wearing no top on or something like that. It's the same thing for them. It's just there's a certain time where you can show your body and a certain time where you shouldn't show your body. You know what I mean? For example, don't go in the shower fully dressed because you want to be modest. That's not even close to what I'm trying to say. Or if you're the drug addict and your husband and somebody's constantly judging you, like, oh, you used to be a drug addict, we don't want to do this for you. You learned your lesson, you paid the price of being a drug addict, you had to suffer through that. It's no longer a part of your life. It's done. It's whatever. Or let's say that you used to be an exotic dancer. I think everybody knows what an exotic dancer is, so I'm not going to explain it. And people are like, oh, but you used to dance and show your skin for money. But you learned from that. You suffered through that. You didn't like it. You obviously didn't like it, otherwise you wouldn't have changed. And you've grown from it. What you've done in your past, no matter how shameful you think it is, as long as you've learned from it, you're a different person. You should not look back. For example, if someone says, oh, but you're a politician now, but you used to snort cocaine. They obviously closed that chapter in their life and they should not be judged for it. But there are some instances where you should. For example, if somebody's preaching anti-drug and they're doing drugs, you can judge them for that. Because that is a issue of character. But doing something in the past and learning from it and growing from it, that's not a judge of character. That should not be judged. For example, there are many people who join the military, right? And under their duty, they have to do things that normal people would not do. And when they come back, are you going to sit there and judge them? For example, oh, you killed somebody, or oh, you blew a house up. Are you going to judge them? No, you should not judge that individual, but judge the whole organization in a whole. For example, there are many times where in America, we go to a different country and do what they call regime wars, where basically we just don't like the president or we want to change like the way that they're thinking. Vietnam was a good example of that, where Vietnam wanted to be communist, but we were like, no more communist people. And we went there and we just hurt a bunch of innocent people, a bunch of people that should have never been in the middle of war. And we did that. And are we going to sit back and judge the people who were a part of that war? No, because they had no choice. They were drafted. They were forced to do what they had to do. Should we judge the government for that mistake? Yes. We should hold the government accountable, not necessarily judge, but hold them accountable. And each time they try making that mistake, we judge them. And going back to my example as a drug user, if someone's quit using drugs and they do it again, like for example, they fully quit and they said that they're a changed person, and all of a sudden in the middle of it, they start doing drugs. You can judge them because you hold them accountable and you judge them. Because you don't want them to do that. They're destroying their life, especially, for example, if you're married to that person, you should judge them and get them help. And there's a difference between judging somebody and making their life miserable. For example, there's a woman who does a lot of bodybuilding, and she wears spandex shorts, and she wears bras, and she works out, and people are constantly online, oh, how are you doing this? Why are you doing this? That's not necessarily judging. That's bullying her, and that's not the same. Like, you should never bully. Like, you can, in your mind, judging is like, is this right or wrong in my standpoint? But going out of your way and making someone's life terrible, that's not judging them, that's just bullying them. Because every human is judgmental. Everybody thinks that this is right or this is wrong. Constantly going back and forth about what somebody's doing or what we're doing ourselves. There are times where, for example, I think I'm doing something completely wrong, and I will judge myself. Like, is this really the right thing to do? Is this the right thing to do? What should I do? I'm very sorry if that's distracting. But I was listening to some music, and it just goes like that. But anyway, if somebody is meant to be in your life, they will not judge you. Especially a guru will not come over and judge you for your past. They're going to congratulate you on your new future, basically. They're going to be like, oh, I'm so glad that you resolved your mistakes, and I'm glad that you want me to help you. That's what a guru will say. A husband will be supportive of you. They will be like, oh, I know that you did this in your past, but I want to help you help you so you don't ever do that again. A friend will do the same exact thing. They will lift you up and they will try to support you and make sure you never make the mistake again. Sometimes people mistake judgment for help. I have a friend who is not in a good relationship right now, and we're constantly telling her, please don't get back with him, please, like, we can help you, and she sometimes mistakes it as us judging her, like, you think I'm such a, I'm stupid or whatever. It's not judging, it's trying to help you get out of the situation. There is a huge difference between those two. And yes, in our heads we can judge her, but it's not going to change anything. And basically what I'm trying to say is that if somebody's meant to be in your life, they will not constantly look at you in a negative light all the time. They will not constantly think poorly of you. They just won't. Because if they really care about you, they will see past your past mistakes, and they will try to help you so you don't do them again, and they will be supportive of you. They will give you tips, they will help you rise up. I hope that was a good answer, but that was just my thoughts in the conversation I was a part of last night. And I hope it helped. If not, leave a comment down below, and namaste and Hare Krishna.